Shakespeare's Globe, a public entertainment center. William Shakespeare in the Globe Theatre in the late 16th and the early 17th centuries. William Shakespeare, 1564 to 1616, is best known as the Elizabethan playwright, and maybe the greatest playwright ever. There is probably no one whose plays have been and still are so frequently performed. What is true about the person or persons behind the name William Shakespeare is still a matter of discussion. We do know that was being written in his name is only highly acclaimed and appreciated art. When he was working as an actor, playwright and director at the Globe Theatre in London in the late 16th century, it was necessary for him to meet many different needs and wishes. Theatre was everyone's business, of interest to the rich as well as the poor. Shakespeare's plays contain more than 28,000 different words, which is a remarkable number. He may even have created new words since some appear for the first time in his works. Expressive words like assassination and useful ones like laughable belong to this group. Shakespeare wrote for the mind and the heart alike. By watching his historical plays such as Henry V, we learn about English political history. By watching his tragedies such as Hamlet and Romeo and Juliet, we can identify with the main characters and their future destinies and learn about human nature. We are entertained by his comedies such as Much Ado About Nothing, in which infatuation, misunderstanding, and reunions finally lead to happy endings, and we are touched by his beautiful sonnets. Shakespeare did not primarily write for the eye, but for the ear. His words are musically put together, and his plays with meaning, melody, and rhythm. We find the main reason for this in the very architecture of his theatre building, the Globe. As you can see from the picture of the Globe in London, it is an open-air theatre. So it was in Shakespeare's days. The stage was surrounded by galleries, and the actors were very much in contact with the audience. Poor people paid just a little money for a place to stand in front of the stage. They were called the groundlings, while the wealthier could pay more for a place to sit under the roof. The stage seldom had side scenes and properties. To help the imagination of the audience, the playwright used the richly costumed actors to describe the scenery and the settings in words. This was important when, in daylight, the plot was supposed to be taking place at night. This, of course, encouraged Shakespeare to use elaborate language. One example is the following scene in which Romeo is about to leave Juliet's chamber because the night is turning into morning. If he stays until daylight, someone may discover him, and that means great danger to both of them. Cleverly, Shakespeare lets the audience know the time by incorporating the information with the poetic expressions of love. And so it is dawn, no matter how bright the midday sun is shining over the globe. Enter Romeo and Juliet aloft, with a ladder of cords. Wilt you be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale and not the lark that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Nightly she sings on yon pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale. It was the lark, the herald of the morn, no nightingale. Look, love, what envious strakes do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die. Yon light is not daylight, I know it, I. It is some meteor that sun exhaled, to be to thee this night a torch-bearer, and light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet, thou needest not to be gone. Let me be ta'en, let me be put to death. I am content, so thou wilt have it so. I'll say yon grey is the morning's eye, 'tis but the pale reflex on Cynthia's brow. Nor that is not the lark whose notes to beat. The vaulty heaven is so high above our heads. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, dash unwelcome Juliet wills it so. How is it, my soul? Let's talk, it's not day. It is. High hence, be gone, away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straighting harsh discourse and outplacing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for it divideth us. Some say the lark and loathed toad changed eyes. Oh no, I would they had changed voices too, since arm from arm that voice doth us affray. hunting the hens with hands up to the day. Oh, now begun, more light and light it grows, more light and light, more dark and dark our voice. Enter the nurse, hastily. Madam, nurse, your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke, be wary, look about. Then window, let day in and life out. Farewell, farewell, one kiss and I'll descend. He lets down the ladder of course and goes down. The audience as well actively contributed to the dialogue, being everything but passive receivers. They showed interest in the plot by intervening in the course of the play, making comments of dislike and appreciation, and asking questions to the actors. This was a public entertainment center, more similar to today's football stadiums than modern official theaters. In the late 1990s, the Globe was rebuilt more than 400 years after it was closed for religious reasons or because of the fire. The opening was a public success. At last it became possible for modern people to enjoy theatre in a true Elizabethan environment. If you go to London, you mustn't miss the chance. You can always afford a place to stand. A popular form of poetry during the Elizabethan era was the sonnet. It has 14 lines, and the rims that follow a regular pattern. See the letters below. It is suitable to set for music because of its regular 5-foot lines. The sonnet is often addressed to a beloved person and includes thoughts about nature of love, but it also expresses sad feelings about life's inconstancy and death's inevitability.